Today we're gonna be going through the league with a pretty more or less classic take on vintage shops. A deck based around the powerful land Mishra's Workshop. 3 mana every turn, but you can only spend on artifacts. Because of the fact that you are able to play Mishra's Workshop in vintage, you get to play a lot of artifacts that would be otherwise way too costly. So this is the premier, let's say, aggro deck of vintage. It just plays creatures to attack your opponent. So the deck consists of 17 lands, Ancient Tombs, Mishra's Workshops to produce extra mana, Wastelands, Strip Mines to control your opponent's mana, Mishra's Factory as an extra nice mana with an activate ability, fast mana, nearly like everything that's available, 5 Moxen, Sol Ring, Mana Vault, Mana Crypt, Black Lotus, lock pieces that serve as a way to hinder your opponent's progress. Chalice of the Void is restricted, Trinisphere is restricted, Form of Amethyst is all restricted, so you can only play one copy of all of those. Same for Lodestone Golem. Sphere of Resistance is the only one that you actually get to play 4 of. You'll make your opponent's spell more expensive / uncastable in Chalice's case, so you stop them from doing stuff. And once you like slow your opponent down a little bit, you attack them with just creatures. Erection Revoker has an extra little disruption attached to your body. Boundary Inspector and Chief of the Foundry are both creatures based on their, well, not excellent rate, but you know, if you imagine that you tap 1 mana for them with Mishra's Workshop effectively rather than 3, they are much better. Fleetwood Cruiser is not really a super common card, but it appears like every now and then, and pretty interesting. Always pretty fun to see cards that don't even necessarily cut it in standard to appear in vintage. It's good at attacking planeswalkers, good at killing players from higher life totals. Tentacle Serpent, relatively new, great addition for shops. Walking Ballista, obviously a good card. One card that I'm not playing in shops that I think is tremendously overplayed in shops and actually doesn't have much place in those decks is Arcbound Ravager. Many, in fact most lists play 4 copies of that card. I think it's a little bit misguided. I think it's a relic of the times where shops decks were using more cards like Steel Overseer or maybe Hungerback Walker, when those were more playable and more present in those deck lists, then Arcbound Ravager had plenty more synergy. Currently, as it is, if you look at this exact deck list, there is virtually no synergy for Ravager to happen. So besides sometimes putting extra counters on the Ballista for extra reach, you are mostly playing a 2 mana 1/1 creature, which I'm not truly satisfied with, which is why I'm omitting that card from my deck lists if possible. The sideboards for shops decks were never particularly good, such as the case for this one. 10 cards for Dredge, 4 Leyline, 4 Ravenous Trap, 2 Pithing Needles, which can serve some extra purposes but are also hate cards for Dredge. You are naming Bazaar of Baghdad with it. Wurmcoil Engine is a card that's pretty good in the Shop's Mirror, because in the Shop's Mirror typically all of the tax effects, Sphere of Resistances, Trinispheres, they're not very good effects, so you don't care much for them. Wurmcoil Engine is a way to win a battle of creatures that this mirror devolves into. And also extra 2 Mindbreak traps to board in against combo. Fast combo decks, for the most part against like regular, more control-ish blue builds in vintage. You're not going to sideboard any cards. Maybe you can sideboard Leyline of the Void against Underwood Breach decks. So without further ado, let's move to the matches. Then turn 1 Lodestone. Awkward because then I have little mana to follow it up, but turn 1 Lodestone is good. Wooded Foothills, huh? Forest. Exploration. Well, it seems like we're playing against a deck that you just got hoisted by. There's a chance Lodestone Golem is gonna impede my opponent from casting Staff because it costs 3 mana to play Dryad, etc. But my opponent's probably gonna play land, Dryad, land, Dryad, land. Then next turn shoot all my shit with Valakut. I'm gonna Excavator instead. Yep. That's a problem because I guess I won't be able to cast anything. I have to clock them. Maybe draw a workshop to play cruiser. Why is the point playing Legacy Lands and Vintage? Well, I just played the deck myself, but unsuccessfully so. Seems like they are crop rotating. No. Fast spawned, okay. Goodbye lands. Field of the Dead. Patch. Okay, goodbye clock. Goodbye clock, goodbye lands, damn. So that's how it's supposed to look, I guess. A deck that we just played is supposed to look like that. Spin exploration, Valakut exploration, okay. See, he has Ramunap. I also had Ramunap excavator in my deck. I had 3 crucibles and 1 excavator because I copied the list with 4 Ramunap. Somebody asked me why no crucible. And I said, yeah, I guess crucible. Better with the sideboard off plan, but it's worse with the also bigger plan. Just draw all the pieces and have your opponent have no real interaction. Easy, I agree. We also have a lot of cards excelled underneath exploration. Cruiser not looking good here. Yes, they get a Glacial Chasm. They can't take damage from fast one anymore. And they replay a Wasteland. And then they will kill me this turn, I guess, at some point. Because they can waste their own lands, replay them to have untapped mana, play the Dryad and kill me. Flashbond is indeed a powerful card occasionally, but also I enjoyed the goofy looking wizard in the picture. I let my opponent perform the actions, like I didn't have fun. Maybe they will. I didn't get to see you playing it, just got off work, so those opponents that play depths, there is no depths in their deck probably. There's Dryad of the Elysian Grove. And a single Valakut, the Molten Pineapple. So with like ley lines, probably no Ravenous Traps. Anything that Phyrexian Revoker works on, the Moxen, Mox Diamond maybe. Ravenous Trap seems poor. Chalice of the Void is a little bit poor. Although we might chalice on one on the play. No, it's not really all that poor. Chalicing on one seems pretty legit. Revoker seems not great. Might cut a Chief of the Foundry instead, or the Phyrexian Metamorph over some Revokers. They still might have Moxen in their draw. Can you call opponent's action Fisting Bond? Well, you could call it like that, but Trini seems kinda meh against them. I guess that's true. Well, let's find out. Trini's Sphere works on Force of Vigor. How did your history went yesterday? I registered Sultai for the MPL. Might be that I registered Sultai behind against everybody else's deck, but might also be that I didn't. I can't play Moxen right now. I kinda want to play the Ancient Tomb, not to lose the workshop. Fuck. I have Trini Sphere in play. Of course. Obviously I do have a Trini Sphere in play. That was embarrassing. Okay, that's fine. Can play the Mana Crypt for 3 mana. Follow it up with the Cruiser. Play the huge Stonecold next turn. Is MPL this weekend? Yeah, it is. Adds you on the flip. Make sure they don't cast a spell. Next turn they take lethal damage. I remember you saying that shops are bad now. Because I think they are. But it doesn't stop me from playing them. I'm on my like very long mission to make shops not play Ravager, to have a decent list that doesn't play Ravager. I think that's a noble quest. What deck runs Valakut in Vintage? It's what my opponent played. I'm gonna show you the list once I find it real soon. I deleted it from my account already, but that's like probably my opponent's deck. Valakut is trying to, you know, it's like one Valakut for the Dryad Relation growth as the actual win con for the combo win con for the turn when you have fast spawn going on. When you fast spawn Bazaar, Remnant Excavator, Valakut Exploration, you can play a lot of lands in a turn. I wonder if I would like to have some Revenue Traps on that draw. Could Oopsie playable in Vintage? I mean, for sure it's playable, but is it worth? I doubt it, because you would end up drawing a lot of cards that you don't want to. Latu, Spell, Chief, Sphere, seems kinda weak. Keep. Thank you for the sub, Foxsecond. 2 years is a lot of years. You definitely build a Neoform in Oops deck, but like, you can also play Belcher in this format. TBH, I probably should play the ley line. Not play the Mox. Turn 1 Lotus after ley line. You see that the Fastman extra didn't last long? Yeah, obviously the first match I'm playing is against Fastman and I lost the game games 1 so badly that it makes me wonder, but the spheres are not particularly great in general here. Wasteland. 3 mana, Oko. Oko. That is a card that beats Lele of the Void, which if I've ever seen one. It also beats Sphere of Resistance quite badly. Okay, I concede. I can't beat Oko here. I guess I could have drawn the, like, in theory, Revoker. Isn't there better 3 mana artifact creatures than Chief of the Foundry? Find one. Then we'll talk. If you had unlimited access to McDonald's fries, how many would you consume? Oh, I would actually eat many. I play Choice on 0. Then Trini. And then get Wasteland and lose. Fuck. Okay, saved. I play 2 free creature. Nice, no Figure of Destiny. I agree. I mean, I guess I'll look at the cards first. Blue. Text doesn't fit. Which, did you know that the cards in the late years, they like on average have twice as much text as they used to a few years ago? Which means that it's actually a pain to read through the spoiler. Ascendant Spirit is a Spirit Warrior with a base permanent is 2/3 for 2 mana, 3 mana, 4/4, 4 mana. Put 2 counters and gains whenever this is gonna draw a card. It stacks! Chain of Mephistopheles agrees. Yeah, but Chains of Mephistopheles was like in the super early years where the cards were... They didn't know how, then they learned how, and the cards had like relatively few texts. But if you activate the ability twice, it's gonna say whenever this creature does combat damage, a player draw a card twice. I'm gonna submit, I don't know what my opponent's playing exactly. They might be playing Bag, have they scooped here. Training Sphere monster. Chains isn't even that hard. I put Chains in my deck once, but I still don't understand what they do. I think they are like Narset. But just can't draw. Faster draw step. It's also the case that I think the written text on Chains is simpler than the Oracle text, because the Oracle text has to be has to comply by the rules of all the things. Are you drinking eggs? No, it's... When I left, I mixed a banana, half of an orange and some pineapple, and now I'm drinking the concoction. The free Polish fruits, yeah. Necropotence. Fleet Wheel, Keck W. I don't know what's so funny about it. You know, actually, let me play 1/1 first. Face down card enter the exile zone. Well, you push Tinker. And before days, you can days through Misha's workshop anyways, because the mana can't pay for days. What? Dark Ritual Deathrite Shaman? Say blue-black shadow deck that looked like this? Shadow deck with rituals. I assume like when they ritual the Necropotence, I assume they are playing a combo deck. Dead wrong I was. I mean... Make sure to not play around days by the way, but... Let's see if they can withstand another with Political Cruiser. I mean, I guess in the original days, Necropotence was used with Black Knight or whatnot. I don't know, I guess I played the jump. I probably would point attack, but... I don't know. Hypnotic Spectre was the OG ritual target? Yeah, exactly. The point is just... travel to the past. Did Kanister's voice go under the Bomat? What do you mean? Oh, they destroyed Necropotence! Wow. Playing a creature is probably poor. It's true that they can gain life with the Deathrite. I don't think I can really win anymore, so I kinda feel like conceding, but I won't yet. If I don't play the creatures, they are maybe more likely to attack with the Tarmogoyf too, right? Yeah, I guess playing out the monsters was kinda poor. Curious if they exile get action probe though. So now that we know they're playing Bug but with Necropotence and Dark Ritual ×2, like I don't know how that impacts my play. I might play Wurmcoil Engines. Probably will. Like they're playing rituals, so the spheres are not gonna be bad though. I think I shouldn't change my deck much. Wurmcoil is kinda fine against Tarmogoyf and Force of Vigor. It's not trivial to cast. And I like the tax effects, especially on the play. Revoker seems like it can target Deathrite and... No, I'm gonna cut free Chief of the Family for free Wurmcoil Engines. That makes sense. Maze my Thomas out of place in Vintage, yeah. Way too weak, I think. Because you can't even activate it easily with Misha's Workshop. Should I get a cock milk? Yes, no. If you want, then sure. Imagine playing Tom, I can play Prima do free. Touche. I think I got Sphere and name the Deathrite. I kinda don't want to play Ballista when they can have mana up. Don't think it's partly useful to trade with this for this. Maybe they're just gonna Vigor me. And then they are down to 2 cards. Okay, they Vigored. But exiling an Abrupt Decay, which is quite a good card for them. They also are very aggressive, they like don't gain life here, they deal damage to me, which feels weird, man. Before Energy Flux, I don't even have anything in play, so don't see how that would be a problem. Dark Ritual into Force of Will? Oh, I never seen that before. I guess Dark Ritual does pitch to force. Anyway. Anyway, it does pitch to force. Verdant Catacombs, Oko, your move. No, Necropotence. Well, of all cards, Ballista is quite good against that, but... You also can go super low, or I'll just hit them with the Mishra's Factories. I think I play full on Ballista though. Not sure, because that enables him to Fossil Will. But I think destroying the Shaman is very valuable. Minus mana, minus life. And the Ballista is very threatening to them, even through a Tarmogoyf. Yeah, we need a cruiser to hit our opponent. Assuming we survive here, but who knows. I mean, they're playing Tarmogoyfs in their deck, so they're probably not that combo heavy. But I was that wrong before. Did they fail to find, or did they find an underground sea? I think they found the sea, right? Yeah, they found the sea. But that the log doesn't actually tell you what they fetch. It just says that target opponent, well, opponent activated Verdant Catacombs, and that's it. Can we imagine the technological wonders we could have created if people hadn't mistakenly put their efforts into making anime? I don't know. It's a lot of stuff that got created because of anime. I cast Yagmoth's Will. I replayed Deathrite Shaman from my graveyard. Okay. Activates an ability of Necropotence. What now? Will they play the Tendrils, or are they trying to what? Will they gonna Vigor? The Necropotence? Okay. Assuredly opponent. Deathrite Shaman from the graveyard, okay. Another Deathrite Shaman and a Tarmogoyf. Okay, okay. Can trade a Mishra's Factory for a Deathrite, seems worth. Guess I should double block and make it 4-4. Was I supposed to just play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 snake? Could be actually. They can gain life otherwise, so that's actually was worth quite a bit of mana. Do I even play the Stonecold right now? I think that was a mistake to just attack and to play 9-9. We play 4-4, then they can't attack, they won't attack, they drawing cards, and I have a 4-4 Stonecold which also can't attack. I think I peg it. Rahaska Golari Queen. Well, Stonecold has protection from that, so I would have been fine if I waited. We also kept the Petal, I guess the mana up is worth for them. They get +2 new cards to draw. Not ideal. Liliana next. Liliana will be rough. Could have played around Liliana by keeping a mana up to activate the Mishra's Factory, but I didn't expect Liliana, I guess. I mean, I am still not expecting a Liliana for the record. I was sent here by Jarvis you to go get opponent's pro. Oh. Take a look. Maybe you'll understand more. I think we have to name Vraska Golari Queen. And I don't think we can attack with Stonecold. Because we trade for a single Tarmogoyf upon attacking. By single Tarmogoyf I mean a Tarmogoyf and a Deathrite Shaman, but that's no good for me. Android Ballista, another Stone Call. Name Goyf so they can't block, it's not how it works. They can't block with Shaman. Oh, that's true. Protection. In that case, I'll send my Stoneclaw Serpent attacking. Imagine not knowing what your own card does. Thank you for outside assistance, Twitch chat, because I thought I was losing, but then I think I'm actually winning. I'll kill their green so they can gain as much life. I still have access to blue, but... They exiled the spell! -1 toughness on Tarmogoyf. Nice, nice. End of turn, I ping you for 2. Like, they also chose not to gain 2 life, which seems vastly better to me in this situation, but... What a game! I mean, I blundered by not playing the Stone Cold immediately as in attacking with the factories like a stupid buffoon. But it's going somehow decently, somewhat decently still. Although my opponent's gonna find Force of Vigor and Force of Vigor both of my creatures. No, they didn't. We got there. Awesome game, because I won. TBF double Goyf block was bad anyway. Double Goyf block was a pretty good move because they just save life. So, you know, Goyf, you just save 4 life this way, so I think that's pretty worthwhile. They couldn't triple block because this has protection from multicolored. I also thought that they can triple block, but they couldn't. If they could have triple blocked, then obviously I wouldn't have attacked because that would be too bad. GG's always pleasure to play versus pros. Was that you? Pretty curious brew that you played against me right here. Deathrite Shamans and Tarmogoyf's not exactly what I expected after Dark Ritual into Necropotence. Shed is poor, but I'll keep it. I mean, poor work. I find that those hands rarely win, kinda. But I'm on a draw already. Sometimes Ancient 2 puts a lot of tax on your life total. Not having extra fast mana besides that means that you are actually somewhat susceptible to being locked underneath the Sphere of Resistance. But thankfully we have an alternative play. We're gonna name the Deathrite Shaman with Phyrexian Evoker instead of casting the Sphere. We also have Wasteland as Strip Mine, but we don't really want to use Wasteland and Strip Mine because we are short on lands ourselves and we would like to Fleetwheel Cruiser my opponent. I guess I can try to play Foundry Inspector on the next turn and then Fleetwheel Cruiser on the subsequent turn. Whew, thank god they didn't use Strip Mine. They're probably looking for lands themselves. I played the Inspector. Did they block or not? They probably should block. I also think I should attack. But it incentivizes them to play out more Deathrite Shamans. That's good for me because I can play under Evoker. I am curious how many 5 out of 5 canisters Kaldim gets. Probably 0. Ooh, the set looks pretty tame so far. I think they're back to releasing excellent level cards for a while, and that means that we've got this and the next year of weak standards, and then 2021, 2022, 2023 is gonna be an Excel drain. Yeah, that's when you should expect that. I think I played a Sphere of Resistance with the Wasteland. That just produces more mana and it's kinda equal. Power Creep and Fire are huge problems. They need to start powering down immediately. Also, MTG tweeted this set is so unexciting, no powerful cards, where is my Uro? But that's true, it does feel kinda tame and lame when the cards are being powered down. I certainly like have more memories, more positive memories, or even memories tied to Eldraine cards than I do have to excellent cards. but also it's a tightrope to walk. Yeah, I said lame and tame. Like the theme is nice, but I mean lame power level wise. Why did the opponent concede? Because they've seen the cards from library, they've seen that they can't redraw into anything, nor pay life, so they knew. What's the thought behind no Ravagers? So first, I challenge, like instead of you challenging me, I challenge you. Why is Shops playing Archon Ravager? Against which archetypes is it powerful? In what ways is it like beneficial, and like is that card a generally strong vintage card? And I'll answer that immediately because I think that's simple. One of the first instances of Archon Ravager being played, I think. Let me find that. Channel LSV, May 25th, 2015. Vintage Robots. So this is like one of the first instances of a deck where Ravager was played, I think. Ooh, Porcelain Legionnaire, that's a pounder. Triskelion, wow, that's old. Wait, this deck sucks. It doesn't illustrate the point that I made. Okay, it doesn't illustrate the point that I wanted to make, but I think Porcelain Legionnaire might be interesting. Although it dies to Ballista and the mirror super badly. Yeah, sort of fine and nice. Jesus, that's a deck. Now, I remember Archon Ravager being played in the versions of Shops that were playing Steel Overseer, Walking Ballista, Hungerbug Walker. And with those cards, it synergizes and does something. With the cards in my deck, it doesn't do anything. So it's a 2-mana 1/1. Like I don't really have a way to sacrifice anything for value except of just sacrificing getting rid of a card. That's been my qualm with Archon Ravager for a long time, that in theory it insulates you from removal, but in practice it's a 2-mana 1/1 for such a huge portion of the time that I would rather play 3-mana 2/3. Yeah, it's good with Hungerbug Walker and Steel Overseer, and neither of those cards is played anymore. Wait, I should have played this first. Would it be dumb to play Artifact Lens to make Ravager better? Yes. Because you won't cut Tolerant Academy, you won't cut Wastelands, you won't cut Workshops and Ancient Tombs, so you can play Artifact Lands over Mishra's Factory, I guess, if you want to. Which is an Artifact Land, it actually works with Ravager pretty well. Really? That opening is enough? I guess. Opponent felt too threatened.